And welcome back to the Mark Few Show. Well, you hear it often. Gonzaga basketball is like one big family. Well, the family recently lost one of their key members. Though he was often in the background, he was still front and center for this 18-year magical run. But it was bigger than basketball to Mr. John Oakley. Sam Adams has the story.
What a privilege to sit center court. We couldn't believe they paid us for this.
They are Gonzaga's silent watchmen, unseen and unsung. When
there was a big play, you want to celebrate it, but you can't. It was about doing it right.
Night after night, they work here in the shadow of greatness.
I get to enjoy every play of the game and have to certainly pay attention to every play. That's my job, is to make sure that 30-second resets.
They are the keepers of the watch. Replay technician Adam Oakley and shot clock operator Jeff Dufresne. Together, they are on the front line of Gonzaga history. Thanks to the team's longtime scoreboard operator, Jeff's friend, and Adam's dad, John Oakley. He had cajoled both of them to work with him years ago, all for just a little walking money and a hot dog and pop before the game.
He remembers Calvary breaking the backboard because a piece of glass landed in his lap, and he brought that home. He'll have fans say to him, "Do you remember the shot Morrison hit from the K in the kennel?" And he'll go, "No, like I don't. I remember I pushed the number +3. He'd go home after the game, and Mom would say, "Did they win?" "Yeah, they won." "Oh, what was the score?" And "I don't have a clue." And she goes, "Weren't you the one putting the score on the board?" That fan part of him left, and it was, I'm gonna do this and do it right.
They were there for all of Gonzaga's biggest moments in the kennel, but this season, for the first time, one seat remains empty.
We knew there was something going on in his hand, is where it started, his left hand. He told me here at one of the games, that was just a complete blow to the gut.
The man who had spent 18 years running the scoreboard here at Gonzaga had been diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease.
I think everybody has that philosophy class in college when you are asked if you could, find out the day you were going to die, would you want to? And I know the right answer now is for sure.
The race against time was on as John and his family put together a bucket list, a lifetime of adventures to be completed in the final months of his life.
He got 22 months of getting in touch with people he hadn't talked to since college, going to places that he always wanted to go. When that clock started ticking, it was better make sure we get it done.
The bucket list would send the Oakleys on a quest to see every major league ballpark in America.
We got to Boston, the Mets, the Yankees, the Hall of Fame, the Phillies, and the Nationals. It was, a trip that the three of us will never forget.
In a twist of fate, the trip that was spurred on by ALS brought the Oakleys to Yankee Stadium, where John stood face to face with an iconic image of the man himself, Lou Gehrig.
That's probably the picture he stared at the most.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Listening to the speech, and that kind of sunk in, from there, like what is this? And kind of the fight that he put forth.
The disease that claimed the life of baseball's first Iron Man was now tirelessly coming after John, about to end his Iron Man streak, the one he first started in 1998. John hung on long enough for Gonzaga's first game of this season, where he was presented a signed basketball and honored at center court. No longer on the sidelines, he was now the star. A standing ovation from the 6,000 plus in the place that he called home for so many years. John died 5 days later.
Dad passed on Thursday, the guys here at GU were one of the first texts I sent. There was never a doubt in my mind I was coming on Friday. I brought his polo and I brought his credential. I hung it on a chair behind us. We took a picture before the game that we posted on Facebook that said Utah Valley doesn't have a chance tonight because there's an extra Zag Angel upstairs watching.
John's spirit will live on at Gonzaga, and so will his legacy. His son Adam is living proof, and so is Jeff, whose greatest joy came from the friendship built inside these walls.
I used to look at it very much about, I get to sit at these games and I've seen Morrison and Pargo and Pangos and Roney and, and then Shannon Matthews all the way to Vandersloot and Beckering and Bowman, these great players and great events and Dickow and all the stuff that happens with what is the story of Gonzaga. But in the end, what I really have reflected on since his passing has been, that's all great, but it doesn't compare to the unconditional friendship that I gained with John. And that's the most special part about it.
Friday was tough at the beginning to watch Jeff blow off the horn for him at 10 minutes and, point up. And I don't think there'll be a game that goes by that we don't think about him.